So I've been coming here as an artist, working at Morehouse for over 10 years now, partly because it's quite a different location that's kind of accessible. It's not to do with land ownership and to do with its importance for sort of environmental and sort of scientific climate research that's happened here over 70 years. I think a real characteristic of peatlands is very much about kind of thinking about time not as something linear but something that exists in a sort of different way, and being here has a real sense of time in another way, and I think I've talked about that in various ways through my practice, how I work, how I think, and so this kind of environmental context of peatlands really feeds into that. So slowness is a huge part of how I've made work as well. So Morehouse is kind of 50 miles from Newcastle city centre, where I live. So it's this constant relationship between upstream and downstream, and that's really important for Morehouse and the North Pennines and Upper Teesdale and this kind of Cumbrian sort of border, which is where Morehouse is geographically situated, but it's also situated upstream of all our downstream kind of communities. Knowing that you're interconnected in some way and that there's this relation to it because of just how the rivers are flowing. These places aren't like isolated wilderness. I think what I try to think about is how they're, deeply sort of embedded or rooted in everyone's sort of day-to-day life that lives downstream. So it's all about this kind of upstream thinking, and this idea of upstream consciousness has been a huge part of my practice for about 10 years really, guided by this sort of working relationship with Morehouse.